There are conversations that shape how we live, conversations that help us navigate challenges of life, conversations that bring out the best in us. This is where we gather to help each other find the way and unleash our potential. Welcome to the Benjamin Zulu Globe.
Psychologist, relationship coach, the one, the only Benjamin Zulu himself.
Hello and welcome back to Benjamin Zulu Global Show. My name is Sylvia Kirimi and you're welcome to this conversation that we're just about to have, which is going to be an intense and amazing conversation because you're going to be learning a lot anyway. Now, before I introduce the topic, let me read something small that will take us to today's topic. And we say, you may wonder why you keep attracting people who are emotionally unavailable, avoidant and inconsistent, yet the answer is because you're those things to yourself and so you don't recognize them in others.
Yes.
An interesting topic that we're going to be having today because we're talking about self-love, how self-love can actually attract romantic love.
Yes.
Yes.
We said the other day that anything that starts with self looks selfish to today's society. So anytime you emphasize self, they think you're self-centered.
Yes.
So it is a foreign thing. That's why you must keep talking about it from one angle to the other one. You need to start with self-love before you go to the love of the world, because it becomes the receptacle, the container in which you accept love from outside. And it also becomes the measuring gauge of what you term as love. The first way self-love is going to attract romantic love is because you see yourself as special. When you love yourself, you are allowed to be treated as though you're special. When you do not have self-love, being loved by another person looks like a trap. It's like they're setting you up. Or like they're lying. Or like they're too needy. Or like they're hyping you. When people try to see you in a better way than you see yourself, you suspect them. You think they're pressuring you for something. Or you think they're calling you an angel and putting you under pressure to behave like you're perfect. When you do not have self-love, you try to put yourself down so that you nobody expects anything of you. So that you do not overpromise. You do not believe that you can deliver anything, so you don't promise anything. When you have self-love, you know your limitations, but you also know your capability. So you confidently promise what you know you can deliver. You confidently stand up as the man in the space. You confidently occupy space as the woman there. When you have self-love, you sit up. You look up, you face people. Your shoulders are square, they don't drop, you don't drool, you're not dragging your feet and apologizing for being around. When you have self-love, you think you have this appreciation of what you bring. When you're not conscious of the value you have and the difference you bring, you tend to look to the outside, you tend to feel sorry for being around. You tend to look to others to do everything, because you don't want to be put on the spotlight. When you love yourself, you don't fear shining. You don't fear being called the man of the house, the man of the moment, the man at the task, the man in front. You don't fear it. You don't fear being called the woman, my woman, the one and only. You know that.
Because you are.
But that knowledge is not inborn. It does not come from genetics. And not when society is working so hard to keep you distracted from your value so that they can use you. When you do not have any anchor within you, you're very unstable and very easy to push around. People pay you peanuts. They want you to work for them for free because you don't know your value. One of the New Year resolutions I'm hoping people are making is to distinguish which people are worth engaging in business or even in personal relationships or even as friends. And to begin to learn that not every charming person cares. Sometimes people charm you just to use you. They use sweet words because it's convenient to convince you. Some of the people are those who try to minimize you and act like they're doing you a favor when they're asking you a favor. They want you to, for example, motivate their school to come and talk to their students or their staff, to come and train their staff in something you're good at, to make an outfit for them. They want you to do something, some work for them. But they act like they are bigger than you. They're coming from this big company. They're giving you a chance to network. They're coming from this big business. They're giving you an opportunity to display your talent.
Yes.
They basically needed your help. But they want to act like they're so big, inviting you to help them is a favor.
Yeah.
When you do not have self-love, you think everybody is better, and they will want it that way so that they don't pay. So that they tell you, I'm giving you a networking opportunity. I'm showing you to the world. When I move around with the clothes you're going to make for me, people will ask so they can come and buy from you. People want your value for nothing when you do not know what you're worth. And when you do not know what you're worth, eventually still they'll take away everything you have. Every time people try to twist things around, and it's true, they may have a big company, they may be older in the industry, they may be all those things. But why do they need to engage you? If they need to engage you, it means they see something in you. But they try to act like it's them who are doing you a favor so that they do not pay what you deserve. Somebody comes to marry you and they're acting like you should feel very lucky because everybody wants them. You should feel like they chose you. They are so special. You should feel lucky.
They're doing you a favor.
That kind of person will never treat you any good because they expect you to continue worshiping them for even allowing you to marry them. What you need to be very careful with is when you do not have self-love, you're going to undersell. The world will buy you for nothing. The world want to tap into your services and run away with it. The world want to make you feel like you do not deserve anything, and even when you work for them, you should be grateful that they gave you a chance to work for them. Be very careful. If you do not have the value to occupy space, they will not engage you in the first place. Common sense is not always common when self-love is not there.
True.
Learn to add 1 and 1. If I'm good enough to play this role, I'm good enough to be paid my value. If I'm not good enough to play this role, when people tell you, don't worry, you get business by networking after that. When you are young, sometimes when you are a beginner, there is a place you can plan yourself to do some level of free work to display your talent, to announce your presence. When companies are entering the market, you see them giving a lot of offers. The same product, but because you don't know them, they sell cheaper. To incentivize you. When you are a beginner in your business, in your career, you're going to incentivize buyers by doing volunteer work, charging less, but that should come from your strategy, not that person's bargaining.
True.
You should decide on your own, I need to do some level of campaigning. Why? Because a brand is like an insurance. A brand name tells people that you have something to protect and you didn't sell them crappy things. You didn't run away with their money because you have a name to protect. When you don't have a name to protect, they don't know who you are and you can just disappear with their money. When you buy a Samsung phone or Samsung TV, you usually know, although you don't admit it, that it may not be objectively a better TV than the one next there, whose name you don't know. Sometimes you are aware. But what you know is that because they have a name to protect, they may not give you a crappy thing that doesn't even work. So you're usually trying to avoid the worst case scenario. That's how we operate. We tend to be motivated by avoiding loss than by making profit. At least this phone will work. That's all. Thank you very much. If it is carrying this name, these guys, they don't want me to go to their social media and say, they sold me a phone that is full of clay. You know? And they even try to say 1 year warranty or something like that. When people have a brand, it acts like a backup. That they have a reason to sell you something that is at least good enough. That's what we are usually hoping for. And it may be $20 more, $100 more than the other nameless guy That guy has nothing to lose. They can just sell you a crappy thing. You don't even, you have nowhere to complain. They have nothing to lose. So we tend to engage brands because they have something to lose.
Yes.
Because they have a reason. You too, when you don't have a brand, you have nothing to lose. People fear engaging you because if you vanish into the blues, who will they say they were talking to?
They won't get you.
But when you have a name, they hope, no, this person at least, they may want to protect their reputation.
Yeah.
So even if we pay them before they come, we know they will come. That you cannot start charging in advance when you're not known.
Yeah.
Who are you? What if you don't show up?
True.
You know?
Yes.
But when you grow, you begin to put your conditions. In the other word, we usually put it, we usually say no is a privilege. You say no when you have grown to a certain level to select this and refuse the other one. When you are new, you need anything. You need somewhere to stand.
Yeah.
And you take a lot of things that are below who you are. Just so that you can take a while. That's why I want everybody to take their career and pick that side that they can give free to society to build a brand. Also to do corporate social investment. Invest in your generation. Even if you are something that is a very private career, so to speak, what they used to call private careers, you are an investigator. You are a crime scene analyst. You are a criminologist. Some of those careers that seem like they needed to operate in the dark. You know, you could be a pathologist.
Yes.
People establish why people died. Do you know there's a knowledge you gather because of your expertise, the books, you read them, and you can help people with it?
Yes.
Tell them, guys, are you aware that currently nearly this high percentage of death is coming from domestic quarrels? Stop thinking you're enduring marriage. Could be risking your life. I'm a pathologist and we are registering so many deaths because of these fights that are starting from home. You are more endangered by relatives than the world. And that is true, by the way. This is a statistic so somewhere. That today we fear strangers and the real guy is likely to kill you.
Yes.
He's the one you share blood.
Yes.
They said we only prepare for stranger danger. We don't prepare for relative danger. And yet the real danger nowadays, actually, it is so serious.
Yeah.
Whenever murder happens, police first of all check your relatives. They first check your family. It's gotten so bad. Previously, they used to look for that serial killer who might have run into the bush. They check the wife, the husband. Funny.
Actually, yeah.
They start there. You guys are trying to, no, we love it. They really want to establish anybody among the family first who might have had a reason to get this person out of the way.
Yes.
A wrangle over property, a love sour, something.
That's where they start.
That's a pathologist. What if you start teaching us that, we begin to acknowledge you as a pathologist who has helped us. Now, one day people keep saying, I don't intend to do business with people. Why should I create a brand? I don't intend to ask to sell anything. And I tell them, the day you appear on any interview, the backing of that 1,000 people, 1,000 people is a lot, eh?
Yeah.
Please, don't be deceived by social media. People have hundreds and millions, so you think 1,000 is a less number?
Yeah.
Somebody has been trying to show people that perspective by taking photos of real people, 1,000 people. So when they captured a photo of 1,000 people, say, oh, this is how many thousand is. Many of the schools we went to were not even 1,000.
Yeah.
Nowadays, there may be many, but some of us went to schools and we knew 800 is a mammoth.
Yeah.
To serve 800 people.
Yes.
But social media has reduced reality, has twisted the reality. When you say you have 800 followers, we don't take you seriously. You're not even 1K.
Yes.
You can get 1,000 people who follow you and you appear on social media and say, yeah, I have done a lot of social investment. I teach people on dangers of social conflict, on where they're likely to be killed and they did not think about it. And I tell them that we have more deaths reported in this area. There's a crime area going on. Be careful. Last month alone, we had 10 cases from this, which is very high compared to others. So be careful in that area. If you're looking for somewhere to settle, please look for somewhere secure. I give that kind of information and people appreciate it. Yeah. So I have this kind of backing. You can be working for government, for organizations, for small companies, for individuals, but because you have a backing of public who love what you do. It's a bargaining chip. You can be paid more. Why? You can communicate. Why? You can express ideas. Why? You can convince. Why? You are generous with information. Why? You sense. If you can make or anything you do to be beneficial to your generation, it will always be a very strong bargaining chip for you to be paid better.
Yeah.
Tell them, I know how to communicate. Just check my social media. I can express ideas while protecting the privacy of the career. That is one thing the investigators have done very well. Our government, the Bureau of Investigation, they started a social media engagement to tell people where they have investigated the cases they have managed to.
Yeah.
So they got guys who are very expressive and know literature. And it has become one of the most engaging and friendly government institutions. And yet they're doing a very sensitive job of investigating crime. But what has happened? They managed to do what I'm telling you because now they get people to tell them the truth, what is going on.
Yes.
Because they have a large social media following and they are very playful way of engaging and making it interesting. What happens when you have a base in that area? You are known in that area. People give you cues. They tip you what's going on. They tell you what's cooking. The moment you're in touch with real people from any career, they enrich your career. They give you feedback. They give you ideas. They give you inspiration. They give you a reason, another reason beyond money to work. When you sit in any interview and you have social media following, you can tell them, I work for calling. I work for passion.
Yeah.
Look at how I've inspired people using my career. Beyond money, I want to see people, society improve in this understanding.
Yes.
You could be developing, you could be working in AI, just showing us methods in which you can use AI in our day-to-day. Go to Gemini, for example, Google, that bot in Gemini, and ask it which crop traded very well last year, which areas in Kenya are rains expected better. From this zone I am in, what are some of the crops you think I can export? So self-love leads to self-investment. Self-investment gives you confidence to ask for more pay, more better package, and also for love. When you negotiate, when you have consideration, you don't expect people to treat you like they're doing you a favor when you know what you've invested in yourself. Just like it is in the work world, when you've invested socially, when you've invested in having fan base, people, you tend to ask for better pay confidently because you know you're capable of more. You're not just another small person living a small life somewhere hidden, shy, can't communicate, can't convince anyone. When you have 1,000 people, and I keep using the small numbers because they are really big.
Yes.
The social media craze has removed reality from us. People say, I have 5,000 friends. You never have those many friends. Facebook is using the term friends to confuse you. You really don't have, I have friend, unfriended you, unfriended, friend, unfriend.
Yeah.
We don't make friends by clicking buttons. The real friendship takes interaction and communication. So even if you manage to get 200 people genuinely who you chat with on a regular basis, that's a very big number.
Yes.
If you get 50 people whom you can chat in a month, my friend, you are doing very well.
Yes.
In real life, you barely get 10. In real life, honestly.
Yes. Honestly, yeah.
Do you even have time for those people?
10 is a crowd.
You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know how did we lose our sense of perspective? In real sense, if I tell you I was with my friends yesterday and we were taking some meat, how many were they? 100. What? Did you call them friends? 100.
100.
Do you know their names? Okay, let's start. How many can you count?
Yeah.
100 it's such a huge number. But what has social media done? I don't even have 10K. I don't think I have. we minimize reality.
Yes.
So I want to encourage that person who started their channel on TikTok and you have these 500 people, not 500,000.
Yeah.
Don't follow Don't be deceived by the craze. The craze is just, you hear Mr. Beast has billions.
Yeah.
And then, in comparison, you look like you're nothing. Just remember, how many human beings are we really talking about? So particularly if social media is not your career, you're doing it, it's your duty. You run a kindergarten and you're teaching people how to know when your child has behavioral issues.
Yeah.
and you're just doing those little things, and you are a teacher some plays, or you handle kids, and that's your passion. Imagine when you're a nutritionist for children. That's a very specialized field.
Yeah.
So why do you want to have 1 million people and just like the comedian who is entertaining everyone? Yours is a very specialized field. You could even be, I saw somebody who does anesthesia for children. Somebody does ophthalmology, eye specialist for a special group. So those are two specializations.
Yes.
You're not just a general doctor, you're an ophthalmologist. Not ophthalmologist for the general public. So when you start attempting to teach people eye issues with children, how big should your audience be, realistically speaking?
Your following will be small.
You're not Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
I do not say you cannot have big, but it's like if you get 50 people who usually tune in when you do your live, 50, 20.
Yes.
When you do your Instagram live, that's a real investment. When you've invested in yourself and we meet for date, coffee date, and you know how many people believe in what you do. People who tell you, you know, you make a difference. Don't quit.
Yes.
I like this. It's unfortunate that you may not have all those big numbers, but just know, because you told us which hospitals to depend on or what foods to give our children to strengthen their eyesight. The science, because when a child is struggling in eyesight, because it's very difficult, the child is not communicating. How to make the house child safe.
Yes.
To remove things that could choke the child. I'm just picking a field that's usually not popular.
Yes.
But it's a passageway for most people. Many people have babies at some point.
Yes.
They don't know what is the danger. The chargers, you plug their cables that are exposed, and the child is trying to put everything to their mouth. And then you don't know that that's a child danger.
Yes.
You know what to change. The sharp things that you don't know, a cold floor, things that usually you wouldn't think. The stairs that have a sharp edge, and the child is falling everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, if a child specialist is talking, you say, come to think of it, and they tell you something, a child can sustain injury that you don't notice now. They fall, you rub and you quiet them, life goes on, but something has happened.
Yeah.
So don't just wait for immediate crisis. Because the child is not communicating does not mean you are doing well. It could mean there's still exposed problems. Sometimes we decorate our house by putting pebbles, smooth things, and the child is tasting. They explore the world in the mouth.
Yes.
Putting it, they touch cloth, they taste it. But they really explore. The same way you'd examine something, they don't know how to examine that way. They examine by testing, by shaking it, by doing. That's how they check out what is this.
Yeah, by putting it in weird places.
What is this?
Yeah.
You know, what if now a specialist was to explain that to you? You'd appreciate it. What if now you meet a person on a date and you are that kind of specialist? Will you hide it and say, you know, I work with babies. You may not understand my career, don't bother. Will you be ashamed?
If you love what you're doing.
When you're already an invested person in your career and you have so many things you've been teaching people, you'll be able to say, but then you can check out my channel. I always teach people some things. This is my Instagram. We're always doing this kind. Because of that self-investment, you put yourself forth, even in front of a potential lover, with a lot of confidence. When men work with children, they are usually a very small clique in society. We don't associate men with nurturing. So the men who are Sunday school teachers, when they just wear some things there and they're playing children, it's not what is expected, and yet they tend to be so good.
Yeah.
Men, when he finds his passion, when you find a guy working with babies, he must love them.
Yes. He cannot be pushed to doing that, honestly.
It's not naturally associated with men. If you meet a guy on a date, and you see a lot of baby things in his, you know, they tend to really like it until they wear baby-friendly clothing. Or they notice kids everywhere. Kids gravitate to them. I saw one guy like that, and he was mesmerizing.
Oh.
Because even when he's not going for playground, he had a lot of play dates with kids. So parents would bring kids, and they would come home so happy. Uncle something. He had a name for also that field.
Yes.
And he has costumes, and you can't identify him when he's playing the kids because he dresses like them. You really must come close to find him because they are sitting here and playing this way. And he is not the scout. We have security officers who monitor kids when they're swimming and playing. Those ones are not part of the play.
Yes.
They're here for security. I'm talking about the one who is making kids play.
Yes.
So, And if you meet that guy now and he's trying to find a mate, that will be part of his world. I can't wait, I love children, this is what I do. And another guy loved dogs so much. He could befriend any dog. Any dog. He knows their language.
Yeah.
Just know that by just having self-investment, self-awareness, self-love, knowing I bring a difference in the world.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I know people will appreciate the difference I bring. It helps you to accept that I am somebody.
Yeah.
And when somebody loves you, you think that's right. You think that's right. And the second way that self-love attracts romantic love is when you expect loyalty and faithfulness as you are right in life. When you do not have self-love, you don't think you deserve somebody to be true to you. A lot of people say, when you hear women saying, men can't be with one woman, she's talking about herself, that she's not enough for a man.
Oh.
She does not have a belief that she can be enough.
Actually, yeah.
So she generalizes it in a version that is easier to say, without putting herself in a bad light.
Yes.
Be careful with people's philosophy of life. It's usually a container for their own problems. Where they have not healed, they tend to generalize wounds. We had parents who were so egotistical that they could not admit when they have wronged you as a child.
Yeah.
So what was the philosophy on their mouth? Parent is always right. Parent is your second God.
Yes.
You can't talk back, you can't expect. When you hear people espousing a philosophy very strongly, always pull back the mask. In law, we used to say, pulling back the veil. When you work as a corporate company and you have a company that you trade with, when you perform unlawful things individually, usually that company is one that is sued. On other circumstances, the company is one that is, it's a legal entity, but it's treated like a person in the law proceedings. But there are times people use company to perform mischief, to hide behind it. So there were laws of mischief to say when we pull back the corporate veil to deal with you as an individual.
Okay.
When you perform crime, when you do illegal things, we will not say the company did illegal things and we have nobody to take to the jail.
Yes.
Because a legal entity. You are the one who did illegal things. It's the time we pull back the veil.
Yes.
Learn to pull back the veil. When you hear people espousing a philosophy that says there's no loyalty in the world, there's no faithfulness in the world, they're describing their own level of self-love. When a person loves themselves, they know, I will have faithfulness and truthfulness. I will have a person who is true, or will have nothing. I know I deserve it. That's what I'm willing to give. That's what I'm willing to take. What you're willing to give, you should be willing to be given. I'm prepared to be loyal, and I expect the person I'll be with to be loyal. Self-love gets you there, where you feel like my right is peace of mind, faithfulness. That's my right in life. That is self-love. Now, if it is so essential to know what you deserve in life, why is it not in any of our curricula?
I don't know.
Even the curricula we are developing now does not have self-love as a subject.
Yeah.
And yet it is what teaches you what you deserve, what to ask for, what you to settle for, how to bargain.
Yes.
We don't see love as a bargain, relationships as a bargain, friendships as a bargain. I don't know, we expect it to happen naturally and flow. Just know you should take time to learn how to love yourself so that you can teach the world how to love you, how to be loyal to you, how to treat you, where to place you. These are things you teach them by learning them yourself. I love myself so much that this is what I believe I deserve. Yes.
Wow. I feel like the universe just conspires to favor those people who know their worth.
Yes.
Honestly, yeah?
Yes.
So how do we practice self-love in simple terms?
You You select positions in life, language in life, our ways of working life. You opt for those things that are self-honoring. You dress in a way that suggests you're special.
Yes.
You talk in a way that confirms that you deserve, you are loved, you are lovable. This is different from vulgar language that speaks to come from the gutters.
Yes.
You know, this is different from dressing in a way that speaks that you're nobody. So because it is self, do it yourself. So that the world can say, there must be something about this girl. The way she carries herself, I think she can't accept this. Let me not even propose it.
Yeah.
Hey you, can you come and work? I pay you peanuts. I'm going to, at least you keep busy, you're too idle. When you act like you have a life going on, people can't even throw certain ideas at you.
Yeah.
People can't even, because they can see, this one can't. The way she takes herself, she wants to take that.
True.
That is the difference. You practice it by opting for options that are self-honoring.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow. An amazing conversation there. We need to love ourselves so we can attract good things in life and so that the universe can be in favor of us. Now, have you grabbed your copy of The Young Visionary? This is the latest book that Benjamin Zulu has written, and it is such a nice book. If you are 25 going down, please get yourself a copy from www.benjaminzuluglobal.com. Thank you for being part of this conversation. Bye-bye.
There are conversations that shape how we live. Conversations that help us navigate challenges of life. Conversations that bring out the best in us. This is where we gather to help each other find the way and unleash our potential. Welcome to